I just filmed this whole video and realized that my mic wasn't on, so go me.
I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
Welcome back to my channel. Long time no talk, but it's fine. We're gonna update you guys on what's going on. I love my budget videos. I love giving you guys advice because the fact that you guys think that I have my shit together, just thank you. So I asked you guys on my Instagram poll if you guys wanted to see another voiceover budget or kind of more of like a talk through video, and you guys said talk through. So that's what we're doing today. If you guys have never seen Asia Dang's videos, go watch, because she's the one where I get the idea to do kind of like these rambly budget videos. But so much has changed since we have talked in our last budget video. So I feel the need to update you guys and just, we're going to run through the month even though it's May 15th today. It's fine. Better late than never. This is going to be such like a nice chill vibe. I've got my third coffee of the day and it's only 4:20. So yeah, a lot has changed. We're just going to sit here. I'm just wearing my, I ordered a new sweater. I ordered a new shirt and they sent me a French one. So yeah, today's gonna be a May budget, kind of how I afford 2 horses on a part-time student budget, you know. So May's been a pretty interesting month so far. If you guys did not know, yeah, girl went and bought a new car. Okay, this car is all in my name. If you guys didn't know, Frank, my old green car, wasn't in my name because I didn't have credit when I was 17, so I could not get a car or even just co-sign. Like, I just had nothing, which is usually how it goes. So the car is in my parents' name, but it was my car. Like, I paid for everything. But yeah, so I ended up trading my car in for a 2018 Ford Focus. I am obsessed. I'm in love. It is so amazing and so great, and the newer Fords are a lot better in terms of problem-wise. I also paid extra for a maintenance package and stuff, so I am covered from head to toe in case anything happens. Okay, no more crying in my mom's minivan in the summer because my car's broken. If you guys remember that, then you were a real OG. Got that, so that's really exciting. My car payment's pretty much doubled and my car insurance went up $40, but that's okay because it's a brand freaking new car. Like, we're not gonna have any issues with it. So that's the big update. The second one is that I have not talked to you guys since I got my job at the hospital. I don't think my March budget video had the hospital in it because I just started. But pretty much we're going to do a rundown on my budgeting system. So I get paid every week because I get paid every 2 weeks from one job and then every 2 weeks from the other job, and then that means I can alternate. So I work pretty much kind of ish full-time. I'm in between part-time and full-time right now. I'm at 28 hours and full-time starts at 30, I believe, in Canada. I'm at 28 to 30 hours a week right now at the clinic because I do work at the hospital as well. I have the same schedule every week at the clinic. I know how much I'm going to get paid every 2 weeks unless I call in sick or something. So that is a very, like, same number every 2 weeks. I can work with that. The hospital, I am a casual employee, which means I am not guaranteed any hours. Same thing with YouTube, AdSense, company deals. I don't know how much I'm going to make this month. Last month I made $400 from YouTube, and then the month before I made $36. Like, it literally varies so much. I do not factor the hospital, YouTube, AdSense, company deals, any of that into my budget really, because I can't count on that money. I can't. I have no idea how much it's going to be. Hospital, my first paycheck was $1,300, and then my last paycheck was $262 because it really varies on how much they need me, if I'm even available to go in, etc, etc. So the clinic, like I said, I get paid the same amount every 2 weeks, pretty much, give or take, unless I work a bit more, and then it goes up. So those are the numbers I use to do my budget, if that makes sense, because I can rely on that paycheck. So pretty much YouTube, AdSense, Google, company deals, and hospital, anything I make from that will just go right into my savings because it's just added bonus money for me. I've already budgeted all of my money from my part-time / full-time job into my budget, and I've used those numbers to pay bills and stuff, so anything I make is extra and that goes right into my savings, except for this month. So right before I traded my car in, so I guess we'll just run over some of like the expenses I wasn't expecting this month, or just kind of like added things, because I'm in a bit of credit card debt right now, but I'm being honest with you guys, like, that's what happens when you're an adult. Like, shit happens. The week before I traded my car in, I had a huge car repair on my car. It was just like problem after problem after problem. I ended up paying $962 in car repairs on Frank before I traded him in. And they were really, really nice enough. They took that money off of the price of my car, so I pretty much got reimbursed, but I didn't at the same time because it's still sitting on my credit card, even though in the long run I did get reimbursed because they basically like subtracted $960 from the sale of the car. But I'm still stuck with like a credit card bill. I had to get a new license, that was $100. All my membership fees for showing, that was $100. I need to get my tires changed before I got my new car, that was $100. An oil change, that was $60. So anyways, it all added up. My credit card is about $1,500 right now. And yeah, so that's where we're standing. So this month is not a saving month for me. This is like a pay debt off month for me. Pretty much like I said, I take my clinic paychecks, which are usually about $900 to $1,000, give or take. This month has been really bad for me. I don't know if I told you guys, if you guys are on my Instagram, I was diagnosed with H. pylori, which is an intestinal infection. So I just ate that from eating contaminated food or water. But I was pretty much, give or take, off of work for almost 2 weeks. Like I would go in one day and then the next day I would have to leave because I would have to go to the bathroom. Like it was really, really bad. I lost a lot of weight. I was puking. I had no appetite. It was really, really hard on me. I couldn't work at the hospital because I work around immunocompromised patients, so that took a toll on my bank account. But that's fine because we prepare for these things. That's why we have savings. So I pretty much lived off of my savings this month, give or take. Like my paychecks were cut drastically because of this. So I was really, really happy that I had my savings to live off of, just to pay bills and stuff. But now my savings are back at zero, but that's okay. We're gonna build her back up this summer. So yeah, what else do we have to talk about in terms of budgeting? So yeah, making a budget, a really, really important thing to do is pretty much get your bills out of the way because that's important. You get paid, you pay your bills, that's it. I have a second savings account that I use, and basically whenever I get paid, I will transfer. So like, okay, let's take one paycheck for example. So one of my paychecks, I pay my car payment and my phone bill. The other one I pay another car payment and car insurance. And so pretty much as soon as I get paid, I will transfer that amount. So my car payments are $220 and my phone bill is $100. So I'll transfer $320 to that savings account. That way I can't risk spending that money. And when the day comes for it to come out, I just transfer back into my checkings because I don't have a fee on my savings. So that's how personally I like to do it. Just because being an adult, like you can't just e-transfer your parents the money and be like, pay the bill. Like it just comes out of your bank account. You know when it's going to come out, but you know what I mean? And then after that, these two paychecks, usually I have about $400 or $500 to spend every 2 weeks, and then I usually put about half that in my savings, but about half that is going to go onto my credit card until my credit card's paid off probably by mid-June, I'm going to say, because I haven't been able to work at the hospital, so I have no extra money. So that's my biggest tip. I've been slacking on YouTube just because of I'm being so sick and stuff. You guys know I just haven't had the energy or motivation to film or do anything besides nap, really. So my YouTube paycheck this month is not going to be great, but that's okay because we prepare for these things, right? This is what my budget looks like. I guess I'll show you guys what it looks like kind of on my phone. And pretty much I make an Excel spreadsheet. That's my favorite way to do it. Also, I've probably mentioned this before, Salem is on an off-property lease, so I do not pay for any of his expenses at all, which is kind of nice. And then I pay for Oli's lease, and I don't really feel like I need to tell you guys how much I pay for his lease, but I pay for his lease and his show fees. So there's that. So this is what my budget kind of looks like. So pretty much at the top I have the dates, and then I have my income. So one job, second job, YouTube, and I write it at the top so I have a bit of an idea. And then obligations. So like I said, obligations are the most important. That is the thing you need to cut right away. You need to put that money, you need to pay your bills. Like that is the most important things. You're spending money, throw that to the side, okay? So those are my obligations. And then I also have a little section for miscellaneous. So I have a little section for miscellaneous expenses you can see. So that was like I had to buy my parking pass and then I had to get an oil change. So I put all those there. And then at the bottom, we have my spending amount and then my savings, and then YouTube, I just put all my deals here. So I threw it out. Also, a really good way for you guys to stay on track is to take out cash, and that is all I am allowed to spend on food for 2 weeks. I try and take out cash. It really helps me out a lot because when you have your debit card, you're just like tapping and swiping and whatever you guys do in the States, we tap our cards, and you're not really conscious of how much you're spending, you know what I mean? In terms of other budgeting, I've tried to cut down this month. I've been packing a lot of lunches. I do buy the occasional coffee, but I try to just buy a thing of cold brew, leave it at work, and make my own coffee because buying a $4 jug of cold brew versus paying $3.50 for a nice coffee, do the math. I can get like 4 coffees out of the cold brew and I'm saving like $10. So haven't really been buying a lot of tack. I just really don't need anything, and I'm not someone who goes out and buys stuff that I don't need. I took out my vacation pay as well. I'm taking that out this paycheck. I don't know how it works in the States, but in Canada at least, you get 4% of your annual income in a vacation pay, and you can kind of cash that out whenever you want. And I figured this was the best time for me to cash it out, so I could just stick that on my credit card. That's about $600, so that'll help a lot. But yeah, that was kind of like May's budget. Wasn't the best month, but we're making the best of it. I'm gonna break down this whole video into a few steps. 1, you get paid. 2, pay your bills right away. That way you have no room to mess up, no room to forget, no room to get those NSF fees. You straight up just pay those bills. Board, farrier, all that. Bam. 3, stick money in your savings, even if it's not a lot, if something comes up. 4, spending money, take it out as cash so that you see yourself spending it way better than using a debit card. You can actually visualize and see how much you're spending. I do have to say, like, quick disclaimer, I do live in Canada. Minimum wage is a drastically higher than it is in the States, but our cost of living is also way more expensive, and I'm also fortunate enough that I have a very good paying job. I understand that a lot of people wouldn't be able to do this on a minimum wage salary, and I'm not trying to brag in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying, I'm putting statistics out there for you guys. I do make about $10 more than minimum wage, so I don't have to work as much, but I'm so grateful, and you guys do not understand how hard I've worked to get to this point at 20 years old to be making that much money an hour. Like, I have worked my ass off to get to this point, and it is so rewarding. Not trying to brag at all, I'm just letting you guys know, just because I don't want you guys to think I make like $8 an hour and you're like, you're a liar, like you can't afford a horse on this kind of budget. But that's that. Another great thing to do is write your bills down in your planners. The weekly spreads, I also just put, so see, like I got paid here, and then I put what I had to pay so I didn't forget. So just little reminders like that always help a lot as well. But it really all comes down to priorities, right? Like, is it a priority for you to show your horse and, you know, get the experience? Or is it a priority for you to get hammered 3 days in a row and spend a lot of money on alcohol? It comes down to priorities. If I did, that's like my biggest tips I can give you guys. And I mean, if you want to make it work, you make it work. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, if I want to show and it means I have $100 less to spend every 2 weeks just on going out, like, I'm gonna do that. It's so worth it at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So let me know if you guys like these kind of budget videos where we just kind of like sit down and talk about the month as a whole, or if you guys like the voiceover videos more, or if you guys maybe want like a combination of the two. Let me know. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below any video suggestions you guys have, or any specific money questions you guys have for me. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.